One of the hot new shows this spring is The Audacity on AMC, starring Billy Magnussen from creator Jonathan Glatzer. I mean, high fives all around. Billy, what is this show about? Because people are going to love this show once they start it.
What is this show about? I cannot describe it in one sentence. But damn,
thank you for asking him too.
Yeah,
I really appreciate
Jesus,
that.
you threw me under the bus. It's again, what is the show about? It's this bubble of Silicon Valley, and there's these tech titans in it that affect us all, that what they do and what they create. And it is about the humanity of these people. If they make a bad decision, how it affects 7.2 billion people.
Yeah.
And themselves. What is it about? You can't encapsulate it. I don't think in a single sentence.
It's a tough one for a single sentence. Last night someone asked, can you sum it up in 3 words?
Yeah.
I said, go yourself. We have, here's the thing. We have
3 words though.
And which is kind of actually the story in a way, in terms of, I think what we're sort of saying is, there's a billboard that you see in the pilot by a fictional company, Spookle, and it's this beautiful graphic that says, "You agreed to this." And that's kind of one of the aspects of what the show is sort of reminding everybody who are users of tech that you are signing user agreements. You are a user. You are being used. Your private data is being mined by characters such as Billy's. And look, in some ways, what the show does is it holds up a mirror and says, do we want to be doing this? Is this the relationship that we truly want?
We trust these people.
Do we trust these people? Yeah, hit accept. And then we meet these people. And it is, look, the nature of the show is to also not just do tech. It's the backdrop. In the foreground are these characters, and they include not just somebody who's not a tech titan, a wannabe tech titan. That's important. The desperation is important. But also his psychiatrist. His psychiatrist's son and the son's stepfather, and the school that the kid goes to, and his office for sure, but his wife and the help at his house. It is a very broad view that does attempt to humanize somebody like a wannabe titan, like Duncan, and in a lot of ways we do. I mean, it's this, what Billy does in his performance is take a character who could have been played as just outright venal and his insecurities would be hated, and his arrogance would be perhaps misconstrued as what we're actually advocating. And that's in Billy's hands, thank goodness. That insecurity comes off as something of like, if you can just pull him out, if you can extract him out from this bubble of Silicon Valley, you'd see the little boy. You'd see, and he brings that to every scene. You see the desperation.
You really
so that's what our show's about.
I mean, it was one sentence, but built on so many things because the show is so expansive. Billy, I want to know, getting into character for Duncan Park, obviously such a physical transformation with the curly hair, with the glasses, with the kind of nerdy look, but you don't know if you love him or hate him. Talk about going through that process of just finding the physicality of Duncan Park.
Well, I think with any project, it always stems from the script. And again, you have someone like Jonathan Glatzer here, who is probably a modern day, Shakespearean writer. I think he's the top of the business right now. There's no one like him. He's the greatest probably voice of our generation. And I said it.
Yep.
You can quote me on it.
I hope there's camera to see my face.
Yeah, there is. You're on camera.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
But it starts from there. It's like anytime I've done a play, anytime I've done film or whatever, it always stems from there. And then through that, working with someone as collaborative and exciting as Jonathan, we slowly built him brick by brick, and the insecurities and the fears and the hopes and his dreams and his neuroses. It's a process. And then I also reflected and looked at the world that's really out there. There's no individual person that we know who are, on the top, who was in the press all the time. We know who they are. And I took the things I liked, the things I didn't like about them, and put it all into a mixture to create Duncan.
And here we are with this show, The Audacity. Our time is up, but I love talking to you guys, and people need to see this show on AMC. Billy, Jonathan, congratulations, and thank you so much.
Well, I just want to say one last thing. If I was our show is about the flawed people trying to create a perfect world.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Flawed people trying to create a perfect world and failing.
Yeah.
Also, watch it on AMC Plus.
Hey.
Commercials.
Yeah.
Yep. AMC Plus. Thank you guys so much.
Any diapers being hawked in the middle of this. Thanks.
Paul Adelstein, Lucy Punch in The Audacity. What a terrific ensemble cast for this drama comedy. It's blending all the genres. Paul, talk to us about your character in this show.
I played Dr. Gary Felder, who is a child psychologist in Palo Alto, and he's married to Sarah Goldberg's character, Joanne, who is the psychiatrist for some of the billionaires. And what we see unfold is a lot of intertwining in this very small community between the tech billionaires and their partners and their children. And our stepson has just moved in with us, and it's not going great.
Not going great, but we get to know so many people in this community, like you said. Lucy, where does your character come into play?
I play Lily Park Hofstadter, and I am married to, lucky me, Billy Magnussen, who plays Duncan, who sort of takes us into the show and is the CEO, owner of this big tech company, and he is very ambitious and power hungry and unpleasant and audacious, and they have an incredibly dysfunctional relationship. As you meet them, you learn immediately that actually they have an open marriage. They're both pretty terrible parents, and sort of chaos ensues.
This show is so much fun. Lucy, I have to tell you, teenage me loved Ella Enchanted growing up. Then fast forward a few years, Dinner for Schmucks was one of my go-to movies. I saw it multiple times in theaters. And then again, Bad Teacher. Like, yes, I love Steve Carell in that movie. I love your character with Paul Rudd. Like, Bad Teacher as well with Cameron Diaz. I mean, just such great comedic timing in these movies. And here again with a kind of comedy drama, how do you go from comedy to drama to now be in this show that is kind of the dramedy category?
This is my favorite sort of tone, in that it's got really serious emotional moments that are then undercut with a very funny line or a very funny reaction, but that it's very real. I love playing wacky, outrageous characters as well, but this was a real treat for me to get to be part of something also where just the writing is so smart and it's dealing with really serious, scary issues that we all can relate and affect us all. So I felt delighted to get to work on this show.
The writing is top-notch. Obviously, you know that's coming from Jonathan Glatzer with Better Call Saul, with Succession, with Bad Sisters. But it's one of those shows you have to be paying attention. You can't be on your phone. You can't be on your computer. You have to pay attention because there's so much dialogue. There's so much happening. Paul, what was that like, just immersing yourself in this world alongside all these great actors?
I love that kind of writing, and it's so fun to do. Working with Billy and Sarah and Everett Blunk, they're just beasts, and you get to really go and play every day. No two takes are exactly the same, and the writing can really support that. It really wants that. And, it's just, the show feels like a murderer's row of people that have come. It makes you want to up your game. You show up and you look at that call sheet and you go, oh, okay, they got some people here. Let's do this.
It's such a great cast that everyone works so well together. Lucy, people watching The Audacity, what do you hope they take away from watching a show like this?
I mean, it's got a serious message, and it's really holding up a mirror to some scary things that are happening in the world with tech and a way that we're heading, sadly. But it's also so entertaining and really, really fun. So it's a message in a with the bow,
with a fun,
with the fun
yeah, a fun
sprinkles.
delivery
Yes,
system.
yeah.
One of the best shows you will see this spring is the Audacity on AMC, on AMC Plus. Paul, Lucy, thank you both so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Nice talking to you.
You as well. Thank you. The cast of the Audacity is just so big. We have to talk to as many people as possible. Rob Corddry, Megan Rath, Simon Helberg. So we'll start camera left to right. Rob, tell us a little bit about your character in this show.
He is the Deputy Undersecretary of Veterans Affairs, heading into Silicon Valley to try and raise some money for good, to do good. And that's not always something that people respond to in Silicon Valley. He's also dealing with, he's a closeted gay man with PTSD, and he's a functional alcoholic. There's a lot going on with him. Yeah.
Certainly a lot going on. What about yours, Megan?
I play Anushka. She's the chief ethicist at a very high-profile tech company that we're calling Cupertino. You draw your own conclusions. And she's we find her sort of at a crossroads in her career and marriage. And she feels ignored at home. She feels cast aside at work. And she's sort of looking for what her next move might be and hoping that it's something that is at its core good.
And then Simon, here we are, last but not least.
Congratulations on the Oscar, by the way.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Martin is an emotionally stunted genius, former wunderkind, went to Stanford as a teenager, and has now holed himself up in a garage trying to develop this AI companion that he hopes will be a support system for alienated teens, all the while neglecting his own teenage daughter and his family and himself and everybody else.
What an expansive universe that Jonathan Glatzer has created with this show. Rob, I want to say What Happens in Vegas is one of my favorite movies. It's one of my go-tos. That your comedic timing in that movie is so funny. And here we have so many comedic actors in a drama. What was that like, kind of working with all these people in a drama series versus a comedy, but it still has so many comedic elements?
It's so funny because I was surprised when I finally saw the episodes at how funny it was. I was like, oh, I wasn't playing that, but it's a super funny show. Because genre is like, I don't think genre is kind of like a really gray these days. Genre isn't measured in terms of time, I think. Like, this is a 60-minute show. This is a 30-minute show. But I know that, Zach Galifianakis and I used to sit behind the scenes on set and kind of be like, God, drama's a lot easier than comedy, isn't it? And we were like, yeah, you don't have to do anything.
I mean, that's so funny you say that, because Succession, still one of the best shows I've ever seen, but also one of the funniest. Like, there's so much comedy in that show. Obviously, Jonathan Glatzer, a writer on that as well. Megan, did you know the comedy was also going to be infused in this show as well, kind of like his work in Succession?
Yeah, of course. But it's like to Rob's point, like, we were all playing this as a drama. We went in knowing that it was a drama, and it was funny. It was like, as the cast was coming together, I was like, oh, it's all comedy actors and I was like, oh, this is so cool. This is so interesting. And you just naturally, there's levity in it. And I think those, obviously are the best dramas when you have that balance. But yeah, we played it as a drama. We didn't really know.
Yeah.
It works out so perfectly in the way that it is. Simon, I mean, at the top of the cast, Billy Magnussen, he is just terrific in this role. You don't know if you love her, if you hate him. Like, there are going to be people that love him, people that hate him. His character could be so polarizing. What was that like on set with him each day?
He's so great and so fierce and so unafraid, and just the commitment. He really is the anchor of the show, and you're just. We were in great hands because I think we were just talking about just not the tone of it and not knowing really if we were all going to end up in the same show. And Billy straddle so many different emotions. And he does it so brilliantly. And so, yeah, it was exciting. Always fresh and yeah, just a treat.
A great show needs a great cast, and the Audacity certainly has that. New episode Sundays on AMC and AMC Plus streaming there. Rob, Megan, Simon, thank you all so much for your time.
Thank you.
The Audacity has such a great lineup of actors coming for this show. Everett Blunk, Tyree Roberge, Ava Marie Telek. I mean, I want to know what each of your characters are like, so we'll start with you, Everett. Tell us about your character in this show.
Orson has lived with his dad most of his life, and doesn't really see his mom that much. She lives in Silicon Valley, and he all of a sudden has to move in with her for what he thinks is one semester, but it ends up being a lot more. And yeah, he doesn't know anyone. He has a struggle with some gastrointestinal issues, and it makes it's no, it's so sad, but it distances him from a lot of people, and makes him insecure, and so he's trying to find his way down there without knowing anyone.
Kylie, we'll go to you next. What about your character?
Yeah, Tess, she's a really lonely girl, and she acts out quite a bit. She's a kleptomaniac. She has to repeat the 11th grade. She has to do court-ordered therapy sessions. I think that's mostly due to the neglect she gets from, like, not only the people around her, but especially her dad, who is, like, too busy creating an AI companion for alienated teens. She is an alienated teen herself. I think she's really just trying to find connection with a person like everybody else in the Audacity, yeah.
And then last but not least, Ava, what about yours?
Jameson is she's a girl. She lives in Silicon Valley. She's grown up there, so she's used to that life, but I think she struggles deep down, like all these characters, with just trying to go after her parents' approval and just never seeming to get it. You see the scene with the lemon square, and just like that's where all of her insecurity comes from, her mother. And yeah, it's tough to live there, I think, as a teenager. At least the way we portrayed it on the show. And so I think that we did a really good job of showing that. And yeah, she's just really insecure.
It's such a great cast, like I said from the beginning. I mean, we have Billy Magnussen, we have Lucy Punch, Zach Galifianakis, Sarah Goldberg. I mean, I could just list so many people alongside all of your characters. It's so terrific. Talk about joining a cast of all these people that are so established, already big names in Hollywood.
It's wild. I mean, I think, for me, I really started getting kind of into film like pretty recently, and TV, and so like I feel very lucky to have one of my first big roles and big projects be with all these incredible people, and people that I grew up watching and have looked up to, and yeah, I spent most of my scenes were with Sarah and Paul, who are both so amazing, and I've learned so much from them. So I couldn't ask for a better cast and better people.
Tyler, were there any instances where there was a certain piece of advice from any of these actors that you took and that you just kind of are going to take for the rest of your acting career?
I mean, Billy just said really, like, take it all in. And, like, I mean, for me, this is, like, the biggest project I've ever worked on. And I think sometimes it can be hard to, like, not be in the moment and be present. But I've been really just trying to take it all in, and I'm going to take that with me wherever I go.
Yeah.
I love to hear that. Ava, I love your characters, all three of your storyline, because the show is very smart. It's very, like very topical, very investment, very stock, and kind of it goes a little bit past me, but I see your storylines. I'm like, okay, I know what's going on. I know what to follow. What was that like, kind of being on set, and kind of the material's very, very smart, very advanced, but your character storylines are easy to follow as well, which we need in a show like this.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have to be there for most of the tech stuff, but we would go and sneak in and see a little bit. But yeah, no, it was really fun to play characters that I feel like really embody teenagers right now. And so our material was definitely easier for viewers to understand. But I think it's important that we showed it, just to show that you're not alone in this world, and we kind of give some hope to people watching.
You said that so perfectly. And what do you hope people take away from watching the show? I don't know that people your age are going to watch it, but maybe, hey, your friends, family can watch it as well. But we got to get people to watch this show on AMC.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the main takeaway is, without spoiling too much, is keep yourself grounded, keep your loved ones close, make sure you have your connections and that you're stable and plant your feet on the ground. I think it's very easy to get caught up in work or in whatever it is if you know if you're not in the right mindset, and if you're not keeping relationships with the people that are close to you, then your life starts to drift apart a little bit.
Be kind. These people are crazy.
They're wild.
You want that power so bad.
Yeah.
We see that at the front of the show. You guys are all so terrific. Congratulations on the Audacity. New
Thank you so
episode
much.
Sundays on AMC. Thank you all so much for your time.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Have a good
You
day.
as well.